Hello human beings, I am crazylegsjan and welcome back to VR in a Wheelchair. Today we are reviewing a game called VRNoid. When you start out the game you are introduced to a calibration screen where you can adjust the height of the game. Inside the settings you can adjust your sound, your dominant hand, and if it's out of position so you can adjust it to fit your needs. You can also readjust the game in the room setup, but you can also do that while playing the game. You also have a smooth camera option, and I actually love that option. It does so you have a bigger field of view, and your view for the viewer is not as fast as inside the headset. Great job, developer, great job. I wish that more games had this, but sadly they don't. In the game you have Brick Breaker and Air Hockey and VR and mouse players, so you can play local co-op if you want to do that. Brick Breaker is essentially Breakout, the very old game for the Atari or whatever you were playing it on. But this is in VR, so it has a little bit twist to it. It's also mixing in air hockey, so it's like an air hockey table, but with the breakout game function. It's not as easy as it actually looks like. I failed this first level because the table was too low for me. But thankfully you can adjust the table height doing whatever gameplay you're doing by pressing the two thumbsticks and moving your arms up and down. The game only requires one controller, aka the hand that you chose in the settings earlier on. You cannot use the non-dominant hand for anything in this game, so you can literally just put down the controller if you don't want to have it in your hand. There are some modifiers that you can put on in the levels. You can give yourself extra lives, you can add fast striker charge, you can have no bullets, and so on and so on, if you feel like the level is too hard. I actually added extra lives later on in the game because there was a level that I just couldn't beat at all. Whatever I did, I couldn't beat it. The stars in the maps are points and the hearts are extra lives. Later on in the game you have other icons that I will show in this video. This game is kind of nostalgic to me, or at least the gameplay of it. Because back in the day I loved to play Breakout and other games kinda like Breakout. There was a lot of copies of it. And I'm always trying to see if I can get the ball to be on the other side of the bricks. Just like here. You have icons like this where there's double ball that literally gives 2 extra balls out of the 1 ball that you have. So you have 3 balls in total. You also have icons like a blue arrow up that makes the ball bigger and a red arrow down that makes the ball smaller. You can, as adjusted here, take the power up before you push the ball, and then it will add 2 extra balls as soon as you push the ball to the start. Beware though, it is a little hard to handle more than 1 ball in this game, at least for me it was. The more power-ups you take with the double balls, the more balls you get. So if you take 4 of them, then you literally get 4 times 2 with each ball. So that can be a lot of balls at once to handle. You can add different combinations to the power-ups, but it obviously depends on which order you're taking the power-ups. I personally like the combination of more balls and the bigger balls, because then it's easier to hit them when they get down to you again. The downside is that there is less space when it's the bigger ball than when it's the smaller ball. Sadly, the ball doesn't get bigger and bigger and bigger depending on how many bigger balls, arrows you are taking. And also the other way around, it doesn't get smaller and smaller and smaller the more down arrows you get. The game also has an air hockey mode, and it's literally what it is. It is air hockey, but with added power-ups. The same power-ups that you see in Block Breaker game. It's the same power-ups, and there's also one that I didn't see in the Block Breaker game. It's a lightning icon, and it makes the ball be electrified, and I'm not exactly sure what it actually does other than having a visual effect. As you can see here, I completely destroyed the AI in this mode here. Except he got 3 goals in, and that was basically it. I had 10 points very soon after. You also have a co-op brick breaker mode and a co-op AI air hockey mode. I sadly couldn't try this out as I didn't have a friend near me at the current time when I was recording this. But I will try it out at some point because it sounds fun. As soon as you get to level 5, the game changes a little bit from the normal breakout game to something else, because now there is enemies that are shooting against you, and every time you get hit, you lose a life. Along with breaking the bricks, you also have to break the cannon or whatever that is shooting at you, because later on it will be cars. And I think there's also planes. There's 2 ways of dodging the bullets. You can literally dodge the bullets that the enemy is shooting, or like here, where I'm reflecting it back on the enemy. There's 4 waves of levels, and at least in the first wave there's 2 stages to each level. I am not sure if it changes down the road to have more stages. The game is fully playable as a wheelchair user. It doesn't require that much movement because you can reflect the bullets of the enemies with your hands. The game is on Steam for 1486 euros. It's currently on 15% discount. The offer ends 11th of March, and it's also on the Quest 2 store for $17.99 US. But you can download a demo on both Steam and the Quest 2 store if you want to try it out before you buy it. The game is super fun, and if you are into breakout or air hockey, then I definitely say that you should try it out. It's so much fun and nostalgic if you have played the flat versions of breakout and other games like it. In the small amount of time that I played it, I managed to get to top 11 of the scoreboard. And I will try and see if I can get further up. If you feel like I'm missing something or could have done something differently, then leave a comment and remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out this video here where I'm reviewing Balloon Chair Deathmatch.